Hi there, and welcome to Story Time with Uncle Bill. And I'm hoping to get you ready to eat. We're gonna go back on the fishing boat, doing a little cooking out there. Let me wash my hands real quick. So there's no low and slow, none of that out on the boat. It's fast and go. You got to get it done. And as few dishes as you can. There's no, there's no fresh water out in the ocean. Just there's no spot you can go just get it. So you have to bring your own. And all the drinking water we had on the boat was for drinking. So I mean, we did use some, to wash off the salt water and stuff on us occasionally. Maybe wash the hands off every now and again, but 99% of the time, the water that we use came from that ocean. So what we're gonna make is some beef and beans. Real simple ground beef and beans. We always. I mean, it's just you're gonna treat yourself if you got to pay $2 more for it. Always use the Bush's chili beans. They got a couple different flavors. Um, that's the only thing we just don't sacrifice on that. And got a pound of ground beef. Go ahead and pick that on. We were we bottom fished all the way at the bottom, up to 700 feet at the bottom. It would take 30 minutes for the line to drop with a 10, 15 pound weight on it. Huge piece of steel, chunk of metal. That's what we used that was our weight. Because you had to get to the bottom of the ocean. You had to get down there fast, and there's always currents, and like every different part of the thing, you could watch it. You could watch it the way your line moves. If we didn't have to use it, we wouldn't. If it just fell, we only had to use 1 pound, and it fell perfect. We did, but you could see we ended up. You test it out. Hey, let's try 10 pounds. 10 pounds, it moves still. So however many pounds, I think I used up to 20 pounds before. You're trying to anchor down on a spot. Your fish finder will tell you where the fish is at. It'll light up, and then you have to try to anchor down and drop your lines right there. The difference between finding fish, your fish finder's right here, and you drop your thing right here. There could be a million fish right here, and all your lines are right here. They don't go get it. Circle around, circle around, circle around, and hit right in the middle of that. For whatever reason. Hope you're fast. Because fishing like that, a hydraulic rod and reel, is about how many fish you could bring in, or any of it. And we were commercial fishing, so we wasn't out there having fun or it didn't mean something. It did, like I was having fun. To them, it was a job. They had bills to pay because of this, and to me, it was that too. But it was I had just got out of prison, so I was just having a great time, and couldn't believe I was getting paid to go fishing. And the most money I ever made in prison cooking a grade 1 cook, 40 cents an hour. Top dollar with all bonuses and everything was $120 a month. I could get that a day. Easy in the day catching fish. And every time we went out, you gotta understand something, every time we went out, it was at least for 3, 4, 5 days. Wasn't no going back to shore, that was it. There wasn't no bathroom, so you're peeing off the side of the boat and pooping in a bucket. And you never had no more than 2 buckets, but I don't even know if we ever had 2 buckets. I mean, most of the time we just had 1. Normally 3 or 4 guys out there, or 3 guys and 1 girl, all using the same bucket. And when you wanted to clean off, you either jumped in the ocean or you use the bucket. Real pirate like. I had a great time too. It was crazy. So one of the best places to catch fish. I want to show y'all something. Look at this. I want you to look at this. What is that? I mean, come on, folks. Are you serious? What in the world is that? I got both burners on. Wow. Pretty funny. As you get the grease, this is that's 80/20. Go ahead and drain it off. You go to shipwrecks. You go to punch that into your GPS, land up on the shipwreck, hit the drop point. There's no telling what you're gonna pull up. A lot of fun, especially when it's on. So I go down there and I got a 20-pound weight. Current's moving pretty good. But we're on the fish. We're killing them. Beeliners. We used to, amberjacks like to eat beeliners. Amberjacks apparently like to eat everything. Barracudas, sharks, they opportunists. And a caught fish, they just know about it. And they'll tell you. I caught a lot of heads and stuff. That's all you catch is the heads because they ate the whole rest of the fish. So what you do when that starts happening and you get tired of losing fish, you take one of those fish that got lucky enough that made it up, and you sacrifice him, and you load him full of hooks. Because what's happening is he's just coming up and biting the body off in the head. They're smart. If you look up on National Geographic, you'll see killer whales do that with tuna. It's just smart animals. Can't blame them. You sit back and watch long enough, and you get an idea how things work. Till that fisherman puts 90 hooks in there, and you go to grab him by the back of his head, and he's got 10 hooks pulling you to the surface. And I didn't know that until the captain, my man Barry. He's like, "Look, man, go over there and just start putting hooks in there." And I said, "I don't know how to put a hook in a fish like that." So he said, "Okay, hold on, I'll show you." He showed me how to do it. He said, "Watch, I bet you catch a amberjack here in 2 seconds." Sure did. Caught a bunch of them. And each one of those fish that we sacrifice is like $5. It's like, that's a good chunk of money. You might have to do 5 or 6 fish to get. There might be 1,000 amberjacks down there that, or 1,000 barracudas or sharks. It's just what do you call that, man? It's a life thing. Stuff growing on the ship, stuff eating that stuff, bigger stuff eating that big stuff all the way up to those big sharks. We catch a big grouper, big old grouper, 50, 60 pounders. All right, I was about halfway done. Greased up. That's when I had the seasoning. And I got, man, if you ain't never had this, every time I make a cooking video, I'm gonna show this right here. This is something that they find out years later causes cancer. We're in trouble. But I haven't been sick except for allergies. And there ain't much you can do about that, especially when I'm a landscaper. At least 10 years. All that COVID, everybody in my family caught COVID, and I was around them, never caught it. Never got no vaccine for it. Don't plan on to. All right, so we added that sauce. Man, I went to Walmart and I must be missing a bag. And I'm so disappointed. We're going to add a taco seasoning pack in there. So I done caught a bunch of fish. And we're using bait. We're using pieces of mackerel that big. Things that, like, if you caught the fish, you'd be like, oh, I'm happy I caught that. That's the fish we're using to catch the big fish. Big fish. So I got 2 big mackerel on there. I drop it down. And you would feel the weight hit the bottom. We got a hydraulic rod and reel. So I push it forward, the line goes down. I push it back, the line comes up. You got to be careful dropping a line because you get the hooks twisted up in your line. You won't catch fish like that. I had good teachers. Can't really explain it to you, but you know, there's a certain way you catch every fish. Sometimes I just caught the lips of fish, not because another fish bit it, but because I reeled up too fast, pulled the fish's lips off. And the cool thing about that, normally when all that stuff happens, those are schools of fish, and that's all you're catching. But when you're on these shipwrecks, that's not what you catch. So I hit the bottom. When you hit the bottom, you come up 2 rails, and I got a little dot on my thing, and it's got a clicker, so it goes 1 round, 2 rounds, and then I come up and stop. And then you can feel the line, no matter how deep the fish are, 700 feet, if you hold the line, you can feel it getting hit. It's incredible. Okay. So, you know, we always got the nature seasoning. I don't care what else is in there. I always add these other spices. We got some old garlic powder. We turn the heat down now. We got some old adobo. Mix that up. So I'm down there. I don't really feel anything, which is weird because everybody's catching fish. So I try to come up a little bit more. Maybe I'm dragging something. I'm caught behind something. That's what you do. And if you don't catch anything by 20 seconds, come up and check your line. Maybe your fish fell off. You got tangled up. There's a lot of things that could have happened. So I went to start to come up and it stuck. You might have fell into a crevice. You might have fell into the ship. I'm stuck. And you got a little fiberglass pole. It's real similar to something like this. It's just a piece of fiberglass without the spoon, of course. And then when you like, this is the bottom of the boat. It's sticking up like this. When you catch a big fish, it just beats off the boat. And it's not very long, dude. It's only about this long. Just long enough. When you catching a big fish, it'll beat the damn boat to death. It's awesome. That means you caught something. You know you catch something when that happens. Otherwise, even if it's like 50 pounds, it stays up. It's on a little wire thing. And it won't hurt the boat, won't hurt you. All right, I'll show you right quick what we got. So we got the ground beef. I see, and I did it just reason for it. See how it's all dried up? Because I want that flavor really in there. Really in there. I'm going to take the beans. I'm going to pour it right on top. You know, we could have put these in another pan or something, but then we had to do another dish. So then this is how you flavor the beans. You know, they're already getting some flavor right now from the top of the meat. We got a Goya pack. It's going to be interesting. And the same way we flavor the meat, we're going to flavor the beans. Goya make that. Now, this Goya pack will make everything turn orange. I don't care what you put it in. You put it in mashed potatoes, you'll have orange mashed potatoes. I never had it in mashed potatoes, though. I don't even recommend it yet. So this is that nature seasoning. I always put it on everything. I don't want my beans to be bland. And put some old garlic. And some old adobo. Okay. There we go. That's how we do that. Every time. So I'm stuck. And you got to understand something. That line that I got, that 20-pound weight, it's got the 2 hooks, it's got the leaders. It's about $60. And I'm gonna tell you, I've lost a lot of lines. Eats up your profits fast. If we lose an anchor, it's $250. We lost a lot of anchors. Almost, if I went out 100 trips, we lost 80 anchors. You got to go where the fish are. Sometimes they're like in mountain regions, or we'll get it caught up. You do everything you can to save that anchor. You do everything you can to save that line. And didn't ever have an extra anchor. We had extra things we can make lines with all day long. Never no extra anchor though. So I had some. So this is this ain't like a chili. This is a lot of things we have that you can eat on the go. So the pot would just be up here, and you come grab a bowl, and there was tortillas, so you can make like a burrito or a taco, or you can eat some chips, or we always have some bread on board, so you just take some bread, whatever how you want to do it. God, I love this, man. Yeah, so I have all the stuff to make tacos and everything, and I don't have no tacos. I don't have no tortilla shells. I don't have no the sauces. So I actually left it at the Walmarts. When I call them up and they have it. So we're gonna go get that. It's cool. But they put that aside like that. Then wait in it. You got a lost and found with some taco stuff in it. There's something else in there I forgot too. I'm disappointed. I'm coming up. Stuck. Coming up. Stuck. The rod banging off the boat. It's just not going to move. That's the other thing. If you're stuck, it'll just do that, and you feel for something kicking. If you've got a big fish and that rod is on there and something's kicking, you feel that. I don't feel nothing. So what you do is you put just like you would on a regular fishing rod. You put slack on it. Try to jab it up a couple times because you're gonna break the line anyway. You're gonna cut it from up there. So I kept doing that. I did it for about 30 seconds and then boop. I said, "Oh man, I think I broke the line." So I started to come up real fast with it. line tugged. And I was like, oh shit, I might got something. My pole was straight up in the air. There wasn't no even movement from the pole. And I have a marker. I have a piece of tie, a white rope, 100 feet coming up, because that's just before you can see on a clear day what kind of fish it is, and it lets me know I only got a little bit more. I need to start really paying attention now if I'm not paying attention, because sometimes it takes 30-40 minutes for the line to reel up. But this is a pretty shallow wreck. I'm excited, you know what I mean? It's always exciting to see what comes out of that ocean, especially at a shipwreck, because you never know. I mean, I caught huge fish, way bigger than me, people, way bigger than me. I've seen fish way bigger than me caught. It's just something. It's just something. Coming up, I'm coming up. I see the line coming up in the water, and it's straight up and down. You use that weight, because if the current comes, it'll just take your line. You just see your line. Whichever way the current, you drop your line straight down. Whatever way the current is blowing, you just watch. That's where your line will go. When you got that weight on there and you're going straight up and down, the biggest fish I've ever caught was 120 pounds. The line still came straight up and down. Never went side to side, never went back and forth, straight up and down. The damn line, I mean, it shot out of the water and went all the way. Clean out. I had to show you. When I get on the boat, I'll show you. Shot clean out of the water and to the left. I've caught big amberjack, 60-pound amberjack. They're fast, folks. They're just, when you catch them, they're flying off the back of the boat. They still don't move the rod. They still don't move the line, but so much close to the boat. This line took off. And there wasn't no, the fish can't resist this. There ain't no, I got to let off some slack so he can get some run in. No, you come into the boat. And because we're fishing so deep, we pull the air bladder out so they don't even have the ability to really stay down there no more. They'll, even if the hook flies off, they're still floating to the top, and they're incapacitated. They're like comatose. You just go over there, you can swim to them and pick them out of the water. I had 7 60-pound snowy groupers on a line that fell off. We went and got like 30 minutes later. They were just up there floating. But look, when that air bladder comes back in, they come back to life. It's crazy. It's crazy. It'll freak you out too. They're like zombie fish or something. Folks, my line shot out, and I hadn't been fishing long, and I followed it. You know, I said, "What the hell?" And my mind computes fast things. I've either got a whale, I've got a submarine, or I've got a big ass shark. Takes a lot of force to move. I mean, so it's got to be something huge. And I looked, and I seen it. Oh, I seen it. Damn, I seen it. Huge shark. And he was hooked, so he was trying to swim away. He was caught, so instead of him getting further out, he got to swing with it. And I seen his big old black eye was just looking at me. And I got scared as hell. Let me tell you again, folks. And when I say scared, I mean scared as hell. He was huge, and it was like real wavy too, man. You may remember we out on the boat, so there ain't no you just standing here in front of this stove. You know what I mean? It's not. It's all this. said, what the heck? I ain't want to be at the rank. I ain't, listen, I had already seen Shark Weeks a few times. You know, I seen the sharks jumping in the boat. This dude was big. He's hooked. He's not getting away. Oh, he's hooked. Oh, he's hooked. And he is huge, man. He's way bigger than I want to be around. So I backed up off the thing. I put the thing in neutral. I was like, yo, hey man, somebody got to come get him. And just started. I just backed away from the boat. The boat's 42 foot long, 15 foot wide, and I'm in the back right corner. Somebody got to come get him, and my line is way the hell over there. My line's supposed to be right here. I mean, hey man. They was like, oh dude, yeah man. Yo, you got a big shark. Hey, just stand back there, watch we take care of him. Dude went over there. And two of the dudes they used to catch sharks for a living. I didn't want to be a dude to catch sharks for a living. Didn't know that was an option. I mean, I did, but it's not an option for me. So they did, they dispatched to the shark. He got to the back of the boat, just thrashing back there too. Oh, I'm so excited to eat this. Oh, you know, I don't hardly ever taste anything, do it. I stayed in the cabin the whole time. Just not inside the office, in the back of the cooler. It was big, man. Still lost the line. Couldn't get it. He was longer than the back of the boat. Right at like 15 foot. That messed up to 700, 800 pounds. Tiger, a sand tiger. That was so cool. Man, yeah. I probably went out 100 more times after that. Never caught a shark. I caught a lot of big fish. But I never caught a shark again. I'm gonna be honest with you. It scared me. Especially because of the waves that day, man. It seemed like they were coming so close to the top. And we already in no man's land. It gets real scary out there in that ocean. But I recommend if you ever get a chance because it's so beautiful. It can be. But you see, it's like Deadliest Catch, all that. I never went through the big storms. I've been through quite a few thunderstorms though. And it's all scary, man. But you can end up in the drink. The drink is the last place you want to be out in the ocean. I don't care, really any water that's got things in there that has the potential to eat up on you. And that shark, he was a big one. I know he only knows two things. He knows how to eat and breed. I ain't on the menu for neither one of them. I ain't looking at him like that neither. Kind of wish I never had the encounter, to be honest with you. I mean, I really didn't get no thrill. Like, hey, I caught a big shark, big deal. Didn't enjoy it. It was cool that it happened, you know what I mean? And other than that, no. It's like kayaking with the alligators. That's not all that enjoyable. It's not. seeing all them turtles was. But this is what we got. 2 simple ingredients. And you know, you can cook it any way you want. Add all the vegetables and stuff. I'm a straight up carnivore. Oh yeah. The beans and the beef. Sure hope you guys read. And this is what you do. You top it with the cheese right here. So you can't even see it. Alright. Let's see what we got. Alright. Got some old wheat bread. Gotta be able to push the poop, folks. Wheat bread is where it's at. I know it's probably not the most appropriate thing to say during a cooking video, but it is. Your gut health is your most important health. You gotta take care of yourself. If all you eat is white bread, stop that. Switch it up. Because, you know, wheat bread might be not the greatest thing to you. But it'll push you through. Promise you. So you're gonna take some old regular. My jalapenos were in that bag. That's what it was, that other thing. There you go. And then you just make a little meat and beef sandwich like that. We ain't gonna put no condiments or nothing. We're gonna eat it straight up. It's so good. I already had it. You get happy with food, folks. You should. The towel fell. Oh, what is that? Ain't no food go that way. You can get crazy and crumble some bacon on top. Use it as a dip for the chip. I wish I could have shown you pictures of that shark, man. He was a monster. He was Jaws to me. Only one I ever caught. Million chances. I'll tell you what. Nobody else caught a shark neither. Just was my day. Man, this is so good. I really wish I could share it with you. 2 ingredients. Beef and beans. We'll put cheese at the end. Put cheese on everything. Hot sauce. Man, I wanted to make some burritos with this bad. But we got to go to the Walmarts. Another story for today. If you can't hit that like button, share the video, subscribe if you haven't.